Good morning, everyone, and let's continue with the topic European Union as alternative centers of power and European Union emerging as a supranational organization. In my previous lecture, we had talked about the foundation of the European Union, which was totally an economic need which took place after the Second World War. There was a need for all those Western European countries to forget their old rivalries and to come up together to help each other if their economy had to be revived. And for that only, America came for their help. America proposed this Marshall Plan, which finally, after three steps, finally in 1992, which led to the formation of European Union, which was not at all an economic one, but it was a political organization. It is a political forum as well. And nowadays, it is one of the most important, the biggest alternative centers of power. The way it is increasing its power, it is turning into a supranational organization. And this is what we are talking about in this lecture. The European Union has evolved over time from an economic union to an increasingly political one. No doubt, European Union has its foundation in economic need only, in the need of free trade, the need of foreign investment, smooth foreign investment and all. But it is turning into a political forum, and it has its foundation in a common foreign policy, a common security policy, which is totally based on justice, which is totally based on peace in resolving the home affairs. It has its own flag, it has its own anthem, it has its own founding date and currency. No doubt, European Union has failed in having its own constitution, but it has its own flag, it has its own founding date, common currency, etc. And it also has some form of a common foreign and security policy, which I have already told you people, because it is the foundational base of European Union, that is having a common foreign and security policy. The European Union has tried to expand areas of cooperation while acquiring new members, especially those countries which, with time it has, initially the members of European Union, they were only the Western European countries, the capitalistic countries, which were very much with Americas when the world was a bipolar one. But now, after the disintegration of the USSR, European Union has tried to expand its area, and they tried to go for more members, especially those countries which came into being after the disintegration of the USSR. But it had its, this policy had its own limitations. The process has not proved easy, for people in many countries are not very much enthusiastic in giving the EU powers that were exercised by the government of their country. That was the biggest doubt which was over there in the minds of these countries. Lots of exercise power, lots of exercise of power by the European Union. They did not want to give it away. They did not want to give away their freedom. They did not want to give the right to exercise those policies which were executed by their own countries. So when we talk about the expansion of European Union, this idea did not prove to be easy. But EU has economic, political, and diplomatic and military influence. It is a highly influensive organization. That is the reason it is increasing day by day. That is the reason it is turning into a supranational organization. The only organization which can give a challenge to America. EU is the world's biggest economy with a GDP of more than 12 trillion American dollar in 2005. That was slightly larger than that of the United States. Its currency, euro, can pose a threat to the American dollar. Its share of world trade is 3 times larger than that of the United States. It is to be more assertive in trade disputes with the US and China. Its economic power gives its influence over its closest neighbors as well as in Asia and Africa. But we must remember just one thing, that European Union is a group of countries. It is a group of individual states, but no doubt when they come up collectively in terms of economy, in terms of military, they can give a challenge to America. Its two member states, Britain and France, they hold permanent seats in the Security Council of United Nations, Number of other countries, they are the members of European Union. They are non-permanent members of the United Nations Security Council, which increases the influencing power of the this European Union. Militarily, the EU's combined armed forces are the second largest in the world. Its total spending on defense is second after the US. Two EU member states, Britain and France, also have nuclear arsenals. We know about it. It is also the world's second most important source of space and communication technology. Other than America, whatever experiments are going on in terms of space, in terms of communication and technology, European Union is the second most important source. But as a supranational organization, EU is able to intervene in economic, political and social areas. But it has its own limitations. That is the reason Britain is on the way to be no more a member of European Union. In many areas, its member, there are a number of reasons behind. No doubt, European Union is turning into a supranational organization. European Union's economy, I repeat those points again. How is it so that European Union is turning into a supranational organization? It has its founding date, it has its common foreign and security policy, it has its common economic policy, it has its common currency. The two member states are over there, which are the permanent members of United Nations Security Council. Number of other member states are over there, which are non-permanent members of Security Council. That is having so far military is concerned, the second largest after America. So far economy is concerned, the biggest in the world, slightly larger than that of the United States. If we go for the comparative history of 2005, then it's euro can give a very big challenge to American dollar, and all those are the reasons that I repeated all those points because they are a very important one. That European Union is turning into a is turning into a supranational organization. It's increasing its power, it's increasing its influence, but at the same time it has its limitations, and it has its reservations. And it's that many areas its member states have their own foreign relations and defense policies that are often at odds with each other. Sometimes it happens that there are some powerful European Union members which have their own foreign relations as an individual with other countries, and sometimes they contradict with each other. When we talk about American invasion of Iraq, the Britain's Prime Minister Tony Blair was America's partner in the Iraq invasion. America was a partner in that operation. That was first Gulf War, but at the same time, Germany and France, they opposed American policy. There is also a deep-seated Euro-skepticism in some part of Europe about the EU's integrationist agenda. There are some countries which they doubt the existence of Euro, and that is the reason Denmark and Sweden, they have resisted the Maastricht Treaty and the adoption of the Euro. These two countries are over there which have not adopted the practice of the application of Euro in their economic market, and that is the reason Britain is on its way to be no more a member state of European Union. This limits the ability of the EU to act in matters of foreign relations and defense. But still, I must say that European Union is turning into a supranational organization. So far its military power is concerned, so far its economic power is concerned. Thank you.